I am one who has seen affliction under the rod of God's wrath. He has driven and brought me into darkness without any light. Against me alone he turns his hand again and again all day long. But this I call to mind, and therefore I have hope. The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. The Lord is my portion, says my soul. Therefore I will hope in him.
The mood on that Saturday between Good Friday and Sunday had to be one of, obviously, sorrow. These disciples had just lost their mentor, their teacher, the one they thought was going to bring the kingdom of God down to earth. And so not only was there sorrow, but there had to be a sense of, am I next? Are they coming for me next? Are the Romans going to seek me out next? So there had to be this heaviness that was in the mood of the disciples between that Friday and Sunday. Had to be a difficult day.
To me, to comprehend an event of that spiritual, physical, emotional magnitude, I just don't know if you can truly feel the weight that soon after something that traumatic. I don't know how you take something like that in without just being totally numbed out and totally somber as to what happened. It's just something I can't imagine trying to comprehend.
In you, O Lord, have I taken refuge. Let me never be put to shame. Deliver me in your righteousness. Incline your ear to me. Make haste to deliver me. Be my strong rock, a castle to keep me safe. For you are my crag and my stronghold. For the sake of your name, lead me and guide me. Take me out of the net that they have secretly set for me. For you are my tower of strength. My times are in your hand. Rescue me from the hand of my enemies and from those who persecute me. Make your face to shine upon your servant, and in your loving kindness, save me.
Everybody had to have felt that weight because of what was happening in the spirit, because of what was going on. But on the flip side, those who decided to crucify him, the Jews, the Romans, whoever else, as a bystander, they probably thought, like, yeah, he's not the Messiah because he's dead and gone now.
The Bible talks about, in I think Matthew it is, that the chief priests and the Pharisees were going to Pilate to make sure that there were guards that were available so that the disciples couldn't come and steal the body. In other words, they wanted to make sure beyond the shadow of a doubt that Jesus was dead, because they actually believed to a point of what Jesus had said.
Since Christ suffered in the flesh, arm yourselves also with the same intentions. For whoever has suffered in the flesh has finished with sin, so as to live for the rest of your earthly lives no longer by human desires, but by the will of God. For this reason, the gospel was proclaimed even to the dead, so that though they have been judged in the flesh as everyone is judged, they might live in the spirit as God does. The end of all things is near. Therefore, be serious and discipline yourselves for the sake of your prayers. Above all, maintain constant love for one another, for love covers a multitude of sins.
To me, I think when you witness something that traumatic, I just don't know if you can take it all in and process it in that moment. So I think I would feel a lot that way. I think I would need time to process and decompress and really figure out, okay, what's going on? Where am I at? Especially trying to see it through the lens of the disciples. I know that Jesus told them multiple times that this was going to happen, but I just think how weighty it was. I think all those things go out the window. I think that's why John tells us some of the disciples went fishing. They just went back to what's familiar. And I don't know, other than that, we could sit on our high horse and say, oh, I would be with him the whole way. I would do this and do that. Going back to what's familiar, I just don't know what else you do.
As an emotional guy, I'd have to say that there would be a lot of tears and a lot of questions, because I know what, and I would put myself as a disciple, hopefully, or as a follower of Jesus, but a lot of questions, because I know what he said, but now he's gone, and and how is this all paying out? What does this mean for me in reference to this man that I was following?
Joseph of Arimathea, who was a disciple of Jesus, though a secret one because of his fear of the Jews, asked Pilate to let him take away the body of Jesus. Pilate gave him permission, so he came and removed his body. Nicodemus, who had at first come to Jesus by night, also came, bringing a mixture of myrrh and aloes weighing about 100 pounds. They took the body of Jesus and wrapped it with the spices in linen cloths according to the burial custom of the Jews. Now there was a garden in the place where he was crucified, and in the garden there was a new tomb in which no one had ever been laid. And so, because it was the Jewish day of preparation and the tomb was nearby, they laid Jesus there.
Well, I think it's important for us to learn how to wait, because it's easy to speed through things. It's easy to try to speed through life, especially when we're going through a trial or situation. We just want it over. We don't necessarily want to learn from it. We don't necessarily want to see what God's trying to teach us through that time. We just want to get through it. We want to get over it. Please, somebody come rescue us. And I think that's kind of where the disciples had gotten. They were thinking, okay, Jesus is going to take care of all of these oppressors. Now he's dead. Now what do we do? And they just got so down that they were not able to focus on what could be coming next. They really didn't believe what he had said. And I don't even know if it really even stuck with them. The Bible talks about the fact that they that wait upon the Lord, they'll renew their strength. And I think we've lost the art of waiting. Easter didn't just happen. There was a space there. There was the crucifixion, there was Saturday, which is what we're talking about now, this waiting period, and then the resurrection. What do we do during those waiting times, those waiting periods?
It's a day that, to me as an individual, it speaks to our season of life where, God, I have to trust you with this. I don't have the answers for this. I don't know what's next. I don't understand why this has happened in the way that it's happened, but it really comes down to us learning in our personal lives in that season of waiting, that season where we don't know what's coming next, that season where we're waiting on the answer, we're waiting on God to move, we're waiting on the miracle. Am I really willing to trust that God has me in his hand?